Welcome to the Northwest Sports Fanatics YouTube channel. I am your host, Orion. I got a great show for you here today between the Seattle Mariners and the Washington Nationals. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 5 minutes, so let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into the starting lineups. Happy Sunday, everyone. On the left, one of the best second basemen in the game already, Cole Clutch Young. And on the right, the catcher there for the Washington Nationals, Gaybert Ruiz. Now let's get into the starting lineup here first for the visiting Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners at second base, Cole Clutch Young. Batting second, DHing today, it's J-Rod Julio Rodriguez. Batting third, playing first base, it's Nails Josh Naylor. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, left fielder, Luke Raley. Batting fifth, playing right field, it is the Italian stallion, Dominic Canzone. Batting sixth, playing center field, Victor Robles. Batting seventh, playing third base, Miles Mastroboni. Batting eighth, catching today for Seattle, Johnny Pareda. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, the phenom, Colt Emerson. And on the mound for the Mariners with a 5-2 record, an ERA of 2.74, our top two with Bryce Miller, it is Emerson Hancock. Let's go. And now let's get into the starting lineups for the home Washington Nationals. Leading off for the Nationals at DH, James Wood. Batting second, playing first base, Luis Garcia Jr. Batting third, playing right field, Dylan Cruz. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, shortstop, C.J. Abrams. Batting fifth, catching today for the Nats, Gaybert Ruiz. Batting sixth, playing left field, Dalen Lyle. Batting seventh, playing second base, Nasim Nunez. Batting eighth, playing third base today, Jorbit Bivas. And batting ninth, playing center field, Jacob Young. And on the mound for the Nationals with a 3-0 record, ERA of 3.20, P.J. Poulin. Tridents up. Let's go, M's. Let's win this series. We got the day off tomorrow, and then we start a new series back at home at T-Mobile against the Baltimore Orioles. And a quick injury update for the Seattle Mariner fans. Randy Arozarena still day-to-day with that hamstring tweak. Doesn't look serious. They're just giving him a few more days off to make sure he's ready for the beginning of that Oriole series. So I assume that he will be starting on Tuesday, and if not Tuesday, more than likely Wednesday. So Randy is in good spirits. And again, not in the lineup today, but again, giving him a few extra days is the smart move by the staff of the Seattle Mariners. J.P. Crawford still dealing with that hand. Obviously, CT scans came up negative, and obviously getting hit by Framber Valdez was not ideal. He's been doing a few fielding drills in pregame the last few games. And again, we should have JP back probably around June 16th. And last but not least, the guy that we probably should be the most excited about, besides Brendan Donovan coming back in about 2 weeks to a month, is this guy right here, the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Now, he's already had a multi-homer game a few days ago, and he had another multi-homer game last night for the Tacoma Rainiers. Cal Raleigh is in full form, and we should get him back by June 16th, if not sooner. And that's a good sign when the big dumper is not only hitting one home run, but he's hitting two, and he's done it twice already within the last few days. days, we could really use that in the lineup for the Seattle Mariners. So it looks like the oblique is healing up quickly. And when we get Cal back in the lineup, if he can hit home runs for us, you know what that means. Dubs all day. We're going to be shooting for 100 likes, 100 on that Dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Mariner Moose is coming out early and often. Normally we wait until we get down and do a tough situation, but why not do it a little bit early? Obviously a bright and early start for us here in the Pacific Northwest. This is day number 2 with the heat wave. Tomorrow it's going to be in the high 90s and the triple digits as well. Had to wake up super early today at 6 a.m. for the first walk with the pup. Second walk was done at 9 a.m. So I've been up for many, many hours, and I'm definitely excited. We have no weak links in the lineup. And again, Masterboni has played well. Pareda has played well. So normally those would be the weak links, but they've been playing good. So you got Cole Young, you got Julio Rodriguez, you got Josh Naylor, Luke Raley, Dominic Canzone, Victor Robles, all in the middle of the lineup. And then Masterboni, Pareda, and Emerson at the bottom. I like our chances, especially with a guy like Emerson Hancock on the mound, who's been our second best pitcher. If not best pitcher. Obviously, we know Bryce Miller has come back from the injury and has been our number one, but obviously with not as many starts, as Emerson Hancock. But if we're talking about, right now, those are the guys that have been pitching the best for us. Bryce Miller 1, Emerson Hancock 2, and then now we just need to be able to get Castillo, Gilbert, Wu, and Kirby on that same level. So we got the day off tomorrow. So let's put it all out there. We fly back to T-Mobile after this game. And again, we go live on Tuesday after a day off tomorrow, another heat wave day. And then we'll get back to quote unquote normal temperatures as we get back to the Pacific Northwest starting on Tuesday. But it does look like another heat wave is starting to come in Oregon and Washington next week. Let's go, baby. Tridents up. Let's go, Elves. Sean in the building. What's good? Power Code in the building. What's good? Got Brad Adam there with the umbrella interviewing Victor Robles. And hopefully Robles' ankle is okay. Obviously rolled it a little bit yesterday. And again, I don't think we'll see Victor in the lineup unless they have him come in and DH, for Julio later in the game. But again, you never know, depending on how he feels. And we've had a lot of injuries this season. And again, we just need to take it one game at a time. And we are just approaching first pitch here. PJ Poulin on the mound. Cole Young in the box. First pitch to Cole Young. High and inside. Four-seam fastball missing. 1-0 count. 88-mile-an-hour fastball there by PJ Poulin. Tridents up. Let's go, M's. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 1-0 pitch. Fouled off right down the middle. Dribbles behind him. Going towards first base. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cole Clutch Young. Let's go, baby. Let's win this series. 1-1 pitch. Low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Cole Clutch Young. Let's go, Cole. 2-1 pitch. Young with a little dribbler here towards the first base line. Run it out. Yes, safe. Let's go. Let's go. What a hell of an effort there by Cole Young. Slow little dribbler going down that first base line. And that's exactly that Luke Raley type of hustle that we need from everyone on the team. And there's a reason why I love Cole Young and Colt Emerson as much as I do. The young guns are doing it early and often. Let's go. King in the building. What's good? AR in the building. What's good? Next up is Julio Rodriguez. And this is the first time in a while that we've seen Julio DH, not often. But let's see if Julio can do a little bit of magic for us this morning. First pitch is high and inside by PJ Poulin. Four-seam fastball missing. 1-0 count. Tridents up. Let's go, M's. What's good, AR? One-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from PJ Poulin to Julio Rodriguez. So they got Victor playing center field, Dom is in right, and Luke is in left. So we're fine. We won't have any issues out there to my knowledge. So all three guys are comfortable. And a hard hit ball, deep right field. Oh, what a catch against the wall. Unbelievable. Dylan Cruz, he's been making plays all over the outfield and robbing Julio Rodriguez of a home run or possibly even a double. And again, wouldn't have been a home run because obviously the wall is a little bit higher against that, obviously netting that they have back there with the wall itself. But again, that would have probably been a double, single at the very least, but probably double there. But Cruz robs Julio. Great catch into the wall. Dylan Cruz, and that is one away, and hopefully Julio will get going. So been on a little bit of a mini slump in this series, but it wouldn't shock me if he ends up getting a hit here today, or maybe even two. Next up is Nails, Josh Naylor. First pitch to Naylor is a ball, 1-0 count. Low and away with a sinker, 90 miles an hour by PJ Poulin. 1-0 pitch. And another hard hit ball and a blooper that falls and goes all the way back to the wall. Run, baby, run, run. He can't find the ball and go, baby, go. Come home, come home. Yes. And there we go. A little bit of an error out there in center field. Cole Young scores 1-0 Mariners. And that's exactly what we need after getting down early yesterday. Nice job there by Josh Naylor getting one to hit the wall. Center fielder Young couldn't find it, was looking for the ball. Where is it? Where is it? Finally picks it up. Young ends up coming home. 1-0 Seattle. Fuck yeah, let's go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Big fielding error out there by Young in center. And we'll take that 1-0 M's. Next up is Luke Raley. Let's go, Luke. Let's get a nuke out of Luke. On deck is Dominic Canzone. And even with all these injuries, God, our team is good. Again, it's like a lot of teams that, wouldn't have Brendan Donovan or Cal Raleigh or Randy Arozarena or JP Crawford would really struggle, but it really shows you how good we really are. Little slow dribbler towards first, toe tap on the bag. Not in time for Luke Raley to get to first, and that is 2 away, but good enough to get Josh Naylor from second to third. Let's go. And let's see if Dominic Canzone can get us an RBI or a home run here. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Dom in right field today, and Victor Robles playing center for Julio, and I don't think we'll have any issues out there. At least I hope not. And we know Victor had a minor ankle tweak yesterday, but it looks like he's okay, obviously, if he's playing center today. Raley grounds out to first, Naylor to third, 2 outs. First pitch from PJ Poulin to Dominic Canzone, who has maybe taken over the role as the most patient hitter on the Mariners since JP Crawford has been injured with the hand, getting hit by Framber Valdez, the former Astro, now Tiger. And let's see if Dom can bring some magic here early, some Soto mojo for the Mariners. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, low and away. Sweeper, 78 miles an hour, fooling Dom. No balls and 2 strikes from Poulin to Dominic Canzone. Let's go, baby. Parker in the building. What's good? Rebecca in the building. What's good? Shout out to our female audience as well as everyone watching in the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, Asia, and beyond. 0-2 pitch, little dribbler. And just foul. Ooh. That would have been 2-0 Mariners just like that. And we got Emerson Hancock on the mound. Our weakest quote-unquote hitters are Mastrobuoni and Pareda, and they've been good. So, again, they may not be the, most popular names, but I don't see a weak link in the lineup today. And we got our number 2 pitcher on the mound, Emerson Hancock. We should win this game. And obviously we had a rough one yesterday with Castillo. Miller in game 1 was electric, and I assume that we're going to be electric here today, and we already are. 0-2 pitch from Poulin to Canzone. Pops it up. 3 Nats converge. No communication, but they catch it, and that is out number 3. All right. We couldn't get Josh Naylor at third to come home, but that's all right. We still got the 1-0 lead, and that's what it's all about, baby. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Rick Riz is loving it. 50th year anniversary for the Seattle Mariners. 40 plus years on the radio. This legend and icon is retiring in the booth after this season. So every game this season, every stream will be dedicated to this legend and icon. One of my favorites of all time, Rick Riz. We love you. Trident sub. Let's go, M's. We're 10 subs away from 24,300. Hopefully we'll be able to hit that number here today. It looks like we already gained a sub during the commercial break. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Only 9 subs to go, and we'll be at 24,300. Obviously, the next big goal will be 25,000 subs, and we're only 700 away, and we should hopefully be able to hit that in a few weeks. And let's see where we're at on the likes here on this early morning broadcast. Heat wave, obviously in Oregon and Washington. This is day number 2. So make sure you're staying cool out there, drinking lots of water, and making sure your pets are comfortable. All right, we're at 25 likes. Good start. We got 107 in the room. 75 more likes to get to 100. If you haven't hit that like button yet, please do. And we're still looking for our first dono on our dono train. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Washington Nationals. Leading off at DH today, the Phenom, 6'6", James Wood. What a stud. Batting second, first baseman in the 2-hole, Luis Garcia Jr. And batting third, right fielder, Dylan Cruz. And man, Dylan's been making all kinds of plays in the outfield, robbing us of RBIs and extended base hits, but hopefully we'll be able to keep him contained in the box. And on the mound for the Mariners, our number 2 guy, 5-2 record, ERA of 2.74, Mr. Electric, Emerson Hancock. First pitch from Hancock to Wood, high and away, 1-0 count. Let's go, M. And again, I don't think we anticipated, Kirby, Wu, and Gilbert, normally our top 3 struggling, but at least Bryce Miller and Hancock have taken over, a good role. And again, we just need the others to catch up. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to James Wood. And it's okay if Wood gets his. If he gets a home run or if he gets an RBI or a few hits, that's fine. But we just got to limit the damage to everyone else. 1-1 pitch, fouled off, out of play. 4-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Hancock to Wood. Lauren in the building, what's good? Great to see the female audience present. And again, we definitely have gotten some great female numbers in the chat and obviously in the building in the last few years, and especially this season, it's gone up considerably. A couple years ago, we were probably 5% female, 95% male, but now it's about 80-20, which is fantastic to see. 1-2 pitch, low and away. Curveball, 80 miles an hour, missing by Hancock. 2 balls and 2 strikes to James Wood. 2-2 pitch. Hard hit ball by Wood, deep right field. Back, gone. And like I said, James Wood is a phenom. Not ideally what you want, for Wood to tie the game up. But again, he's that type of player. And again, if we can just limit the damage, hopefully that'll be the only home run that Hancock gives up. And if he can give up less than 3 runs, I think we'll be just fine. And again, when you deal with a guy who's 6'6", 6'7", who's got that kind of power, you don't want to see him hit home runs. But again, when you're a superstar type of player, sometimes that happens. 1-1 Mariners and Nationals. Just got to be careful. If you feed it right down the middle of the Wood, he's going to torch you. And again, Hancock has been very impressive this season, but even guys like Miller and Hancock can get roughed up if you're going right down the middle. But hopefully Emerson can put that behind him and retire these other hitters, and I think he will. First pitch in there to Luis Garcia Jr., 0-1 count. Awesome. I was going to ask you to see if you went there. 0-1 pitch, little slow dribbler there, just past Cole Young. And Victor Robles ends up scooping it up. And a single there by Luis Garcia Jr. Got to stop this rally. Obviously, the Nats are feeling the momentum. We came out hot with an uppercut, and they came right back with a haymaker. 1-1 Mariners and Nationals. Good hit there by Luis Garcia Jr. Next up is right fielder Dylan Cruz. We need to get an out. Slow dribbler up the middle for a double play would be great, or a strikeout and a double play. Let's go, Emerson. Settle down and settle in. First pitch in there to Cruz. Popped it up and out of play with the sinker. 0-1 count. Mariner Moose is coming out early. We need all the help that we can get. Emerson Hancock on the mound. Dylan Cruz in the box. 0-1 pitch, little dribbler up the middle. Double play. Got him. Let's go. You ask for a double play, you get a double play. And obviously, after giving up a home run, that's what you want. But when you got a guy like Cole Young, working the defense, again, beautiful. Great play there by Cole Young. And again, there's not very many people that are in baseball that can be like him, Cole Young and Colt Emerson, getting the job done. Let's go. Next up is C.J. Abrams. First pitch from Hancock to Abrams. Big swing and a miss. High and away. Four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour, 0-1 count. And again, that's exactly what you would want, after giving up a home run. Great job. Bottom of the first inning, 1-1, Mariners and Nationals here in a slugfest early. 0-1 pitch. Abrams pops up. Naylor's there. Foul territory. He's got it. And that is out number 3. Great job. Obviously, giving up the home run to Wood is not ideal, but he's a superstar. So again, he'll get his. The Nationals at one point were the team that scored the most runs, but gave up the most runs. And then coming into yesterday, they're number 2. So they score a lot of runs, but they give up the second most runs as well. So we just got to make sure that we limit the damage. And again, 1-1, Mariners and Nationals. Good first inning. Didn't really want to see Hancock give up anything early, but again, when you go against a superstar, shit happens. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Mariners, and let's make up for that home run that we gave up to Wood, and let's see if we can get another run on the board, RBI or home run here by the Mariners. Next up for the Mariners in the 6-hole, center fielder today, filling in for Julio, who's DHing, Victor Robles. Let's go, Victor. I want to see some small ball with some bunts today as well. Batting second in the 7-hole, third baseman, who's done very well filling in after Ryan Bliss, Miles Mastroboni. And batting third in the 8-hole, catcher Johnny Batflip Pareda. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 9 subs away from 24,300. Looks like we gained a couple more subs already. Appreciate that. 7 subs away from 24,300. Appreciate all of you. And let's see where we're at on the likes. We got 118 in the room. And we're at 43. There we go. $57 more likes to get to 100. Let's go. PJ Poulin, the lefty, 3-0 record with a 3.20 ERA. But again, Poulin's already out. Mikolas is already coming in. Interesting. Miles Mikolas. All right, so we got a righty in now. First pitch from Mikolas to Robles, low and away with a slider, 1-0 count. Check swing there by Victor, ends up being foul. 1 ball and 1 strike from Robles from Mikolas. One-two pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Mikolas to Robles. Let's go, Victor. Let's go, Victor. 2-2 pitch, fouls it off himself. And hopefully the catcher is okay there. Keibert Ruiz. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Top of the second inning, 1-1, Mariners and Nationals. Michaelis, right down the middle, popped up into shallow center field. And that is 1 away. Down goes Victor Robles, flying out to center. And obviously we already have a pitching change for Michaelis coming in already for PJ Poulin. So going from a lefty to a righty. We'll see how this affects us moving forward. Next up for Miles Michaelis, it'll be Miles Mastrobuoni. First pitch into Mastrobuoni, takes a strike looking with a 4-seam fastball low and away, 94 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 0-1 pitch, little dribbler towards first and out of play. Trident's up, let's go M's. (0-2 pitch, low and away, down and at the knees from Michaelis. No balls, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Miles Mastrobuoni. Top of the second inning, 1-1, Mariners and Nationals. (1-2 pitch for Michaelis, high and inside. Mastrobuoni has to contort his body and move it out of the way to prevent from being hit. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Michaelis to Mastrobuoni. Trident's up. Let's go M's. Let's go Miles. Miles has been very, very productive. You know, if we didn't have Ryan Bliss in those first couple games, we wouldn't have won against the O's. But a little bit more freedom and reliability for Miles. Big swing and a miss, though, and he strikes out in his first at-bat, and that is 2 away. Hopefully Mastrobuoni will be able to get a hit or an RBI before the day is done. Next up for Michaelis, in the 8-hole, catcher Johnny Batflip Pareda. Trident's up. Let's go M's. First pitch into Pareda for a strike. 0-1 count. Let's go, Johnny. 4-seam fastball low and at the knees. 0-1 pitch. Takes another strike looking right down the middle. Sinker. No balls and 2 strikes from Michaelis to Johnny Pareda. 4-seam fastball low and at the knees. 95 miles an hour on pitch 1. Sinker. Right down the middle, low and away. 93 miles an hour. No balls and 2 strikes to Johnny Pareda. 0-2 pitch. Popped up into right field, fading foul. Sweeper 83 miles an hour there from Michaelis. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the second inning. We're knotted up 1-1. 0-2 pitch. Hard hit ball by Pareda and out of play again. No balls and 2 strikes from Michaelis to Pareda. Colt Emerson on deck. Colt has been great. 0-2 pitch. Hard hit ball into right field, fading foul again. Slider 89 miles an hour there from Miles Michaelis. Didn't anticipate the Nats switching their pitcher after the first inning, PJ Poulin, but he's more of a kind of a bullpen guy. And maybe that's why. No balls and 2 strikes from Michaelis to Pareda. Come on, Johnny. Let's get that bat flip going. 0-2 pitch from Michaelis. Hard hit ball towards third base and foul. 4 straight foul balls there from Johnny Batflip Pareda. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the second inning, 1-1, Mariners and Nationals. Trident's up. Let's go M's. (0-2 pitch, low and away with a sinker, 96 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Johnny Pareda. (1-2 pitch, low and away. Good at bat there here for Johnny. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Michaelis to Pareda. 2-2 pitch. High and away. Good take there from Johnny Pareda. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Michaelis to Pareda. Sean in the building. What's good? Hope you're doing well with your pups. Obviously, the heat wave is in day number 2 here in the Pacific Northwest. 3-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Pareda, and that is out number 3. So we weren't able to match what James Wood was able to give the Nationals, even though we did score a run in the first inning. Nothing for us in the top of the second. And let's go to the bottom of the second inning, and hopefully Emerson Hancock will not give up a run, and we'll be clean as well. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning and see who's up next here for the Nationals. Next up for the Nats in the 5-hole, catcher Keibert Ruiz. Batting second in the 6-hole, left fielder Dalen Lyle. And batting third in the 7-hole, second baseman Nasim Nunez. And on the mound for the Mariners with a 5-2 record, ERA of 2.74, Emerson Hancock. Let's go, M. We need a strong performance. Hopefully he'll give up just 2 runs or less, 3 at the most. And the magic number for the offense will be 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. If we hit that number, we should be able to win this game, you would think. All right, we're only 7 subs away from 24,300. We're gaining some ground. Gained another sub during the commercial break. Appreciate you. 6 subs to go to 24,300. Shout out to our female audience as well as everyone watching in the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, Asia, and beyond. Let's see where we're at on the likes here early this morning. And we're at 50 likes, 50 to go. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. All right, baby. Bottom of the second inning, 1-1, Mariners and Nationals. Hancock on the mound, Keibert Ruiz in the box. Just got to be able to put that James Wood home run behind him, and we should be good to go. Yeah, I had to, wake up super early, 6 a.m. for the first walk, and then obviously around 9 a.m. for the second, to get myself prepared. And we'll have to do that tomorrow morning as well, even though we have the day off here on the channel. We'll be back live on Tuesday, back at T-Mobile at home versus the O's. And we'll give them a little bit of payback for what they did to us in Baltimore. First pitch is low and away with a sinker, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Keibert Ruiz. 2-0 pitch, high and away. 3 balls and no strikes from Hancock to Ruiz. Yeah, we're staying cool. We got the AC going. We got the fans. So, plenty of water and staying hydrated as well. 3-0 pitch in there for finally a strike for Emerson. 3 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and no outs. Bottom of the second inning, 1-1, Mariners and Nats. Let's go, Hancock. He's our number 2 pitcher right now behind Bryce Miller, so we need a good performance here. Can't have a meltdown like we had with Castillo yesterday. Pitch fouled off behind the plate by Keibert Ruiz. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Hancock to Ruiz. 3-2 pitch. Little dribbler towards second base. Throw to first. Nice job there by Colt Emerson. And that is 1 away. Cade Anderson, 11 games, 1.13 ERA. Is that good? Can't wait to be able to see Cade Anderson join the pen and eventually be a starter for this team. Obviously killing it in Double-A. He's the best Double-A pitcher right now. And again, if he goes to Triple-A, I think he'll end up being the best Triple-A pitcher. So just a matter of time before we end up calling him up. First pitch fouled off there by Lyle. Four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Bottom of the second inning, 1-1, Mariners and Nats. Pitches low and away, four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour, 1-1 strike from Hancock to Lyle. 1-1 pitch, popped up, shallow left. Luke Raley is there, and that is 2 away. Great job there by Luke. 2 up and 2 down. Down goes Dalen Lyle with the pop-up to left. Next up in the 7 hole, second baseman Nasim Nunez. Let's go, Emerson. First pitch into Nunez is in there for a strike. 0-1 count. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Bottom of the second, nobody on with 2 outs, and we are knotted up at 1. 0-1 pitch from Hancock. In there for a strike, high and inside. Beautiful sinker there by M. No balls and 2 strikes to Nasim Nunez. Looks like Hancock is, kind of dialing it in after giving up that home run in the first to James Wood. 0-2 pitch. And that is strike 3 looking. Great job there by Emerson Hancock. Way to get back on track. I like that, baby. All right, now it's time to be able to retake the lead. Great job there by M, getting that punch out and bringing a little bit of electricity to the Mariner defense. And let's see who's up next for the offense here in the top of the third. Next up for the Mariners in the 9 hole, shortstop, the phenom, Cole Emerson. Batting second, 1-for-1 with a run, second baseman, Cole Clutch Young. He's going to get a gold glove this year. He is the best defensive second baseman already in baseball, and it's already his second year in the league, and he's already being able to do things like that, which is incredible. And batting third, 0-for-1, DHing today in the 2 hole, it's J-Rod Julio Rodriguez. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 6 subs away from 24,300. I hope that we can hit that here today. Gained another sub here moments ago. Thank you so much. Now we're only 5 subs away. 5 subs away from 24,300. Shout out to our female audience, as well as all of our new subs and everyone watching in the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, Asia, and beyond. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. And we're at 55 likes, 45 to 100. All day in the building. What's good? Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for the Mariners. 1 run, 2 hits, and an error for the Nats. And let's see if we can get on the board again. And Colt is like too good of a player to be batting 9th, but it does make it interesting when he bats first, and then you get Cole Young and then maybe like Julio, after that. So it kind of gives you that spark, at the bottom of the order. And we had Cole Young down there earlier as well. And, I feel that Colt is a guy that could play any spot 1 through 9, just like Cole Young. And again, you can always move those guys around. But even when JP Crawford comes back from the injury, I don't think he'll be playing as a starter anymore. I think that you already know that, Cole Young and Colt Emerson are better, and JP will have to be a rotational player now. Bunt attempt towards third, and just foul. I love that we're at least trying to bunt there. First bunt attempt by Colt Emerson. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Michaelis to Colt Emerson. Let's get this series win. Let's get this dub. And then we got the day off tomorrow, and that'll be heat wave day number 3, and the high 90s and 100s in a lot of areas in Oregon and Washington. We'll have the day off tomorrow, and then we'll be back live on Tuesday at home against the Orioles at T-Mobile. 1-2 pitch, hard hit ball, yes! And a beautiful single in right field by Colt Emerson. And again, I feel like, what we're getting, out of Colt Emerson and Cole Young is exactly like what we got from Julio and Cal Raleigh when they first joined the team. Just getting all this kind of production on offense and defense, and I love it. Great job, Colt, giving us the jolt. Next up is Cole Clutch Young. Let's go. And again, once they start making Emerson and Young jerseys, those will be the next two that I get for the collection. Young first and then Emerson after that. But they haven't even made any yet, so... But, they keep playing like this. Obviously they have plenty of others that they can sell, but again, you want to make sure you're representing your young guns. First pitch there to Cole Young, fouls it off right down the middle. 0-1 count. One pitch. In there for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes from Michaelis to Young. Well, I'm in Oregon too, Brian, and so I'm not too far from you, but again, I got a pup that I have to make sure that I take care of. So obviously we don't want, any paws to get burnt and whatnot. So, I don't mind the sun. I've already been up since 6 a.m. with 2 walks in me already. So 0-2 pitch popped up into center field, and that is 1 away. But I don't mind the sunshine one bit, but, I like it a little bit cooler, if I'm being honest. 50 to 70 is more preferred for me, but again, every once in a while when it gets into the 80s and 90s, it's all right, but kind of just depends on what you're doing, Next up for the Mariners, here at the top of the third with a runner at first, Colt Emerson with 1 out is Julio Rodriguez. On deck is Josh Naylor. Trident's up. Let's go M's. See if Julio and Naylor can get us another run on the board. First pitch in there to Julio is in there for a strike. 0-1 count. Most innings played this season, Julio is number 1. Simeon 2, Matt Olson 3, Ozzie Albies 4, Bobby Witt Jr. 5. So Julio putting in a lot of work this season. And he's having his most productive season in the first half in his career. And a little line drive. Wow, what a catch. Get back to first, Colt. And he dropped it. Safe. Oh, almost a double play. Holy cow. What a throw from the outfield. And the outfield defense for the Nats has been incredible in this series. Julio ends up lining out to left, but Lyle with a monster throw, and Emerson is lucky that he actually got back just in time. And that ball was dropped by Luis Garcia Jr. We were lucky. That could have been a double play all the way from deep left field. And good speed there by Colt getting back, and we're definitely lucky that Garcia dropped that ball. 2 away. Yeah. Well, people that live in Arizona or Texas, obviously it's the humidity and whatnot. But again, if you live in Oregon and Washington, we're kind of used to the rain and the cooler temperatures. And, I don't mind the rain one bit. I like it, and as long as it's not for like 2 weeks straight, but I like the cooler temperatures, So, 50 to 70 with a little bit of a breeze, that's perfect for me. Especially for the pup as well. Anything above 75, she gets a little uncomfortable. 1-0 pitch, a little dribbler towards first, throw to first base, toe tap on the bag, and down goes Josh Naylor, and that is out number 3. We leave one stranded there, Colt Emerson, so we haven't been able to get another run yet, but I know we will in the next upcoming innings. Now let's go to the bottom of the 3rd inning and see who's up next here for the Nationals. Captain in the building, what's good? Next up for the Nats here in the bottom of the 3rd in the 8-hole, third baseman Jorbit Bibas. Batting second in the 9-hole, center fielder Jacob Young. And batting third, 1 for 1 with a home run at the beginning of the game, James Wood. Trident's up. Let's go M's. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 5 subs to go to 24,300. Let's see if we can get to that number before this stream ends here today. And obviously our next short-term goal will be 25,000 subs. We're just a little over 700 away. So hopefully we'll be able to get that in the next few weeks or month and a half away. All right, we're at 59 likes. Good start. 140 in the room. 41-100. Tridents up. Let's go M's. Yeah, and I think also with the weather, I tan easily and whatnot, but I feel like with guys, maybe not everyone, but for like guys and men, we kind of overheat. And obviously we know with the ladies and the females, usually they're going to be a little bit cooler, a little bit colder, and whatnot. So, for me, when I go outside and it's 80 or 90, it always kind of feels like it's maybe 10 degrees hotter than that, when I'm out there for a while and whatnot. And I can enjoy it. Like if I'm, going floating or whatever, with the buddies and whatnot, or if I got some activities that we're doing, I don't mind, to be out there for a little bit, but, definitely the cooler temperatures are more preferred. At least for me. First pitch from Hancock to Bebas is high and away, 1-0 count. And usually it's not me, it's me and the pup, so I got to look out for her and, her needs as well. So good old Paisley pup. 1-0 pitch. Little dribbler towards first and foul. Sinker 94 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike from Hancock to Bebas. Thank you. Appreciate that, Brian. Yeah, when I was taking a walk this morning, there was a random stranger that commented on how beautiful Paisley was. And it's always nice to be able to hear, random people that walk by when we're on our walks and whatnot say some kind words for Paisley, because she truly is a one of one. 1-1 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jorbit Bebas. 2-1 pitch. Popped up and out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Emerson Hancock to Jorbit Bebas. Bottom of the 3rd inning, 1-1, Mariners and Nationals. Young for the Nationals had an error, and Cole Young ended up scoring, so we ended up getting a early 1-0 lead off the Naylor double that brought Cole Young home. And then James Wood, being the superstar that he is, hit a home run off Hancock, and the game is tied 1-1. And if you're just tuning into the broadcast, that's where we're at. Pitch fouled off, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Hancock to Bebas. Now we're 2 games above 500. We would like to get to 38-35. Right now, 37-35. Pitch is high and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jorbit Bebas. But 37-35, 18-19 on the road. We could be better there, but hell, we've had a lot of injuries. And they're 36-35, 13-21 at home. So obviously the Nats are not good at home. They play their best ball on the road, believe it or not. 3-2 pitch, and that is strike 3, but Bebas is challenging. And I don't think he's going to win the challenge. I think this will be strike 3 for Hancock, but let's see. Yes, getting the corner. Bebas, sit down. And that is 1 away. Nice job there by Emerson Hancock, getting another punch out on his total. And Hancock now is up to 2 Ks, and hopefully he'll be able to get into that 7 range before he is said and done. Next up is Jacob Young. First pitch to Young, fouls it off, out of play, sinker, 95 miles an hour, 0-1 count. All lefties except for 2 hitters on the Nats. All lefties, 2 righties. That's wild. 0-1 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike after that sweeper misses by Hancock. With nobody on and 1 out, bottom of the 3rd, 1-1, Mariners and Nationals. Tridents up. Let's go M's. 1-1 pitch, low and away. Sweeper missing there by M. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and 1 out, bottom of the 3rd, 1-1, Mariners and Nationals. Tridents up. Let's go M's. 2-1 pitch. And in play. And a stand-up double there by Young, making up for his error earlier in the game. There's no play on that, between Canzone and Robles, but at least it wasn't a home run, but a big stand-up double there by Young. Now we got James Wood in the box. Can't give up another home run. We don't want to get another RBI here as well. First pitch is low and away, 1-0 count. Wouldn't even hurt my feelings if we end up walking Wood at one point in this game. Maybe not necessarily here, but he does have a solo home run already in the first. This series, he's 4 for 9. So again, he'll get his, but we just can't have anybody else, beat us. 1-0 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and no strikes to James Wood. Two-0 pitch. Pitch is low and at the knees, but not getting the call. 3 balls and no strikes from Hancock to Wood. After going right down the middle to Wood, obviously he's not going to go down the middle probably the rest of the game since he did it once and gave up a home run. But another line drive. There we go. Great defense there in the no-fly zone by Victor Robles. Robles, when he's out in the outfield, he kind of prances out there like a deer, and again, he can make those diving grabs, those Superman grabs where he'll lay out and, he's very light on his feet. And you got to remember, he ended up spraining his ankle and tweaking it yesterday. No signs of an injury here today. Great job there by Victor Robles playing center field today for Julio, who is DHing today, which doesn't happen often, but just giving him a little bit of a breather. First pitch to Garcia is low and away, 1-0 count. Love in the building. What's good? Bottom of the third, runner at second. Let's keep him there with 2 outs. Both teams with a run, both teams with 3 hits. They have an error. We don't, and hopefully we won't for the rest of this game. 1-0 pitch, fouled off towards third base, out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike with a runner at second and 2 outs. Bottom of the third, 1-1 Mariners and Nationals. One pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike from Hancock to Garcia Jr. And congratulations to the New York Knicks beating the Spurs 4-1. And after watching that whole NBA Finals, I think everyone can agree De'Aaron Fox is washed. He went 3 for 15. He was the reason why they lost. And again, give Dylan Harper more playing time. Little slow dribbler, throw back to first. Wow, what a defensive play. Unbelievable. And that is out number 3. I mean, I can't tell you enough how amazing Colt Emerson and Cole Young are on ground balls. These guys are fucking phenomenal. And again, we haven't had defense like that, from shortstop and second base in a long time. We know JP Crawford used to be a guy that was pretty consistent, but this guy is a fucking phenom on both sides of the ball. Great job there by Colt Emerson. Kind of reminds me like when you watch Derek Jeter back in the day, where he can make those crazy running throws away from his body to first and still get the out. Great job there by Colt. Leaving that runner stranded. End of the third inning, 1-1 Mariners and Nationals. Great job. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Mariners as we go to the top of the 4th, and it's time to take the lead and not look back. Next up in the 4-hole, 0 for 1, left fielder today, Luke Raley. We need a nuke from Luke. Batting second in the 5-hole, right fielder today, one of the hottest hitters in baseball in the last 3 weeks, Dominic Canzone, the Italian stallion. Let's go, Dom. And batting third, 0 for 1, making that play in center field moments ago, Victor Robles. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 5 subs away from 24,300. And let's see where we're at on the likes. And we're still looking for our first dono on our dono train. Got 158 in the room. And we're at 63. We're almost there. $37 to $100. Well, you already know how I feel, Lauren. Out of every Mariner player that has ever been here, that's the only player I have an issue with, and again, was he a phenomenal talent? Yes. Did he have to do, PEDs and steroids? No. Did he ruin his legacy? Yes. Is he kind of a douchebag? Yes. And I don't claim him, even though he started on our team. I know there's going to be some people that love him and whatnot, but, give me, anybody besides him. Tino Martinez, Jay Buhner, up and down the list, Adam Jones, you can go, all around with all the players that we've had over the years, Seager and, Nelson Cruz. And, I'm not really big on, Robinson Cano either. I think like Cano and A-Rod, I mean, I don't have as much issues with Robinson Cano because I don't think Robinson Cano is a douchebag, but, anytime you end up cheating and, kind of being a certain way on and off the field, it rubs people the wrong way. And, even though he started here and then, and it's not just because he left our team. I think it's just his attitude on and off the field. And, good for him getting the biggest contract in baseball back in the day, the $250 million deal for 10 years for the Rangers. That's fine, if you want to do that. And that's your prerogative, and then going to the Yankees. But, I will never own any type of memorabilia, of a guy like that. Little dribbler up the middle by Dom, throw to first, and that is 2 away. Yeah, Joey Cora, Harold Reynolds, even guys that maybe weren't on our team for that long. Richie Sexton. I mean, like I said, I only have an issue with that one player, and again, if we're talking Rodriguez, there's only one Rodriguez we love, and that's Julio. So, first pitch from Michaelis to Victor Robles incoming here in a moment. Just couldn't get the job done there with Rayleigh and Canzone. And first pitch, little dribbler. Throw back to first, run it out. Yes, wild throw. Go, go, go. And it goes out of play. Damn it. I was really hoping Victor could take that into second base. But I think are they going to give him one? No, they're going to get him to second. There we go. A wild pitch. And Victor gets to go to second base. Here we go. Great job there by Victor Robles against his former team. Wish we could say the same for Jose Ferrer, but, we know how bad he's been. All right, next up is Miles Mastrobuoni. Let's see if we can get an RBI from Miles Mastrobuoni. On deck is Johnny Batflip Beretta. And the second error here for the Washington Nationals, charged to C.J. Abrams. But again, we know, when he got obviously called up, he was doing some phenomenal stuff, with Ken Griffey Jr. and, Randy Johnson, and we had something kind of brewing, and whatnot. But, even when he was on our team early on, there was just something off about him with me. I just couldn't really buy into him and whatnot. And then obviously his true colors came out once he went to Texas, and then beyond Texas, to the Yankees, and then the steroids and the PEDs and the bad attitude, So, not for me, but I know there's still a lot of Mariner fans out there that love A-Rod, but I love Julio. Little slow dribbler by Mastrobuoni, throw to first, and that is out number 3. We leave another runner stranded. We just got to be able to find a way to get 3 hits in a row or that unexpected home run. But again, defense has been a little sloppy by the Nats. We got to make them pay. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and let's see who's up next here for the Nationals. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Next up, 0 for 1, right fielder Dylan Cruz. Batting second, 0 for 1, shortstop C.J. Abrams. Just got an error. He'll have to make up for it. And batting third in the 5-hole, catcher Keibert Ruiz. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 5 subs away from 24,300. Hopefully we can get 5 more before this broadcast ends. Still waiting for our first dono on our dono train. And let's see where we're at on the likes. 166 in the room. And we are at 69. 31 to go. Arthur Rhodes. I mean, there's probably other Mariner players that have wore the earrings before, but I think that's who you're talking about. First pitch in there to Dylan Cruz is a ball from Emerson Hancock, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, sweeper missing, low and at the knees. 2 balls and no strikes from Hancock to Cruz. Tried ends up, let's go Ems. 2-0 pitch, big swing and a miss. Beautiful sinker there, high and inside by M. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and no outs. Bottom of the 4th inning with a pitcher's duel so far. And hopefully we'll be able to get those RBIs and home runs. Maybe we have to wait until they make another pitching change. 2-1 pitch, hard hit ball into left. Oh, over Rayleigh's head, mistimed it. And a strong throw into second base, but that's a stand-up double there for Dylan Cruz, who's been very good in the box as well as defensively for the Washington Nationals. Cruz has been a little thorn in our side here, as well as James Wood. Nice double there. Next up is C.J. Abrams. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. All right, Mariner Moose, you're coming out early. We need help. Let's go, M. First pitch is high and away with a cutter, 86 miles an hour to C.J. Abrams, 1-0 count. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 1-0 pitch, high and away. Cutter, 85 miles an hour. 2 balls and no strikes with a runner at second and no outs. Bottom of the 4th, 1-1, Mariners and Nationals. 2-0 pitch. Line drive up the middle for a base knock. Throw home. And a decent throw there to keep the runner at third. And now we have runners at first and third and no outs. Now we're going to need another double play, and a strikeout or a strikeout and a double play. And we got to keep that, runner obviously stranded at third base. Because if you end up going for the double play, then the runner from third is going to score. So you got to make sure you keep that runner there. Double play is great, but keeping that runner from coming home is even better. So obviously baseball strategy, you got to be able to, know how many outs and what the situation is here. And a little dribbler towards third. Fuck! And that's an RBI single. 2-1 Nats. Keibert Ruiz on the first pitch with the RBI, and now we're down 2-1, and we got to hope that that's going to be the last run that Hancock gives up. Ruiz singles to left on the first pitch. Cruz scores. Abrams to second. Next up is Dalen Lyle. And again, we got to get to 5 runs today. 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. And Hancock steps off the mound. And there was just no play, off that play by Ruiz. It was hit right in between Emerson and Masterboni. No one was even close enough to get to that ball, not even to make a diving attempt. It was just a good hit. And Lyle with a hard hit ball. Fuck! Into right field, and another run comes home. Jesus, we might have to pull Hancock now. Yikes. And now it's 3-1 Nationals. Come on, Hancock. Everyone having a meltdown besides Bryce Miller. Like, Miller's our number 1, Hancock's our number 2, but we need to come back home. This road trip has obviously not been really too kind to us. And obviously we have the day off tomorrow, and we're back at T-Mobile against the Orioles again to give them a little payback, but obviously not exactly what we want to see out of here by Emerson Hancock. Gave up a home run, obviously, in the first inning to Wood, but you're letting the others do damage, and that's not, something that can happen if we want to win this game. And a mound visit with Hancock, trying to get on the same page here, but now we got runners at second and third with no outs. And again, our bullpen really hasn't been that good either. So it's like if you take Hancock out, you bring somebody in. Ferrer hasn't been good. Brash and Cooper Criswell are injured. Bizzardo and Spire are kind of hit or miss, and right now maybe Spire and Nick Davila, a AAA pitcher, are the best. And another dribbler up the middle. Jesus. Another run will come home. How many? 2? Jesus. 5-1 Nats. 4-run inning and a terrible inning there by Hancock. Yikes. Pull him. I mean, if you keep him in now, we're screwed. We're already down 4 runs. He can't even get a fucking out in this inning. Terrible. We need Cal Raleigh back in this lineup ASAP. Oh, and Cal ended up hitting another multi-homer game last night, but unacceptable. Everyone shitting the bed except for Bryce Miller. It's like we got Bryce Miller that's reliable, and we got Nick Davila in the bullpen, and then what? That's it? And another wild pitch. Jesus Christ, what's going on here? Runner goes from first to third. When it rains, it pours. What is going on in this inning? Pull him. Fuck, man. Obviously we're home run dependent, and again, normally the most that we can come back from is 5 runs. Usually if it's above that, and all we need is 1 meltdown. But again, this is supposed to be our second best pitcher, and he's having a fucking meltdown of all meltdowns. Throw home and safe again. Jesus Christ. 6-1 Nationals. And obviously not having Randy, and Brandon Donovan and Cal and JP, and this is like my worst nightmare here. What is going on? Everything was good, before this inning, and then now giving up 5 runs in the 4th. Come on, M, you're supposed to be a top 2 guy. 6-1 Nationals. What the hell happened? And Emerson has been really electric for us. Bryce Miller's our 1, Hancock's our 2, but on this road trip, everyone is getting beat up except for Miller. And there, finally, we get an out. Jesus Christ. How many batters are going to score before we get our first out? And finally, we get our first out, but not after they get 5 runs. And it's like they got 2 errors today on top of that, but we haven't been able to make them pay. All right, we're at our maximum threshold right now. We're already down 5 with 1 out. And again, if we actually had guys that we could rely on in the bullpen, it would be one thing. But, it's like what? Gabe Spire, and Nick Davila, and that's it. Everyone else has been kind of terrible lately. So call up Kate Anderson. Again, how many games are we going to lose without having, quality pitching? And again, if I'm, a part of this organization, I'm calling up Cade immediately. Yeah, I know he's the number 1 pitcher in AA and usually go AA and then AAA and then come to the big leagues. But can we really wait? With all these injuries and poor pitching, I know we'll get back on track at home, but golly, sometimes we really suck on the road. 1-1 pitch by Wood and another hit. Golly, get him out of there. Dan Wilson, you idiot. Jesus Christ. This is going to be probably Hancock's worst game of the year. Oh. We still have a chance with the offense that we have to get back into this game, but how many more runs are we going to give up? I still think that we can get to 5 or 6 before the game is over, but the way that Hancock's pitching, hell, they might get to fucking 12 runs. They're already at 6 right now, and they got runners at first and second with 1 out. Next up is Luis Garcia Jr. Double play. Throw to second, back to first. Can't even get a double play. Jesus. Runner is safe at first. Nothing going our way. And this is one of the worst half innings of baseball the Mariners have played all year. Fielder's choice, runner is out. James Wood at second, but we can't even get Garcia at first. And Bebos to third. Make it stop. And popped up into right. And finally, that is out number 3 with runners at first and third. And Emerson Hancock, hit the showers, bud. Way to shit the bed. Again, we were really hoping that we were going to win because you're our number 2 guy. I guess what we need to do is just clone Bryce Miller and have 5 of him. Send Castillo to the pen and, forget about everybody else. Gosh. End of the 4th inning, 6-1 Nationals. And again, it wasn't like home runs. It was just like, a single here, a single there, a double here, a single here, a single here. Just ridiculous. All right, now we got our work cut out for us. And now we have to try to be able to make up for Emerson Hancock's shitty pitching there. And that's not something that we normally say. 5-2 record, ERA of 2.74. But today, looking like 2-5 with an ERA of 7.74. My God. All right. Now we just got to be able to try to do the best we can, and hopefully we have a monster inning before the game is over. Luckily, we still got half of the game to go, and we're not like in the 8th or the 9th. And of course, if it was in the 8th or 9th, game over. But, we're in the 5th, so we still got time to kind of chip away, and that's what we got to hope for. Next up, 0 for 1 with a K, catcher Johnny Batflip Pareda. Batting second in the 9-hole, shortstop phenom Colt Emerson. And batting third, 1 for 2 with a run, second baseman Cole Clutch Young. And again, we are the most home run dependent team. We're going to need home runs if we're not going to be able to get the RBIs. What happened, Mariner Moose? You let us down. All right, baby. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. What a terrible half inning. One of the worst half innings of the whole year. Even Paisley doesn't want to come in here and watch. Yikes. But I do believe that we can chip away, though. All right, we're at 78 likes. We're almost there. 22 to 100. Call up Cade Anderson. I mean, what are you waiting for? It's like you don't want to, wait too long, but we got to make sure that we can still, tread water. But at least Cal Raleigh ended up hitting 2 home runs for the Tacoma Rainiers for the second time in a couple days. And again, we definitely need that lift. JP will be a backup player. Brandon Donovan, we're still probably 2 weeks to a month out for him. Might as well just wait till after the All-Star break. If he's not ready, but we need Cal Raleigh. 0-1 pitch, high and inside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Johnny Pareda. 1-1 pitch, takes a strike looking. Little dribbler here towards first, and that is 1 away. Down goes Pareda, 1 up and 1 down. All right, we need the young guns to do it. Next up is shortstop Colt Emerson, and on deck is Cole Young. And we definitely need Randy Arosarena back in the lineup as well. Honestly, I think Cade would be better than most of our pitchers, even starters. He's that good, And again, at some point, I think he'll be, a top 2 guy on our whole staff, And, the guys are going to have ups and downs, but we don't have a dominant lefty. Ferrer, Gabe Spire, I think Cade can already be better than them. And then if you compare Cade to the starters, I think that he could be like a left-handed version of Bryce Miller, of how Bryce is pitching right now. Call him up. We need it. We have injuries and poor pitching. We need help. First pitch is low and at the knees to Colt. 1-0 count. And people are thinking, Cole Young and Colt Emerson aren't ready yet. Well, they obviously are. And Cade is a phenom just like those two. So, we wouldn't call guys phenoms if they weren't, And Cade should have been the first pick in the draft. That's how good he was. He's coming off a natty win at LSU. So he's not just kind of, some prospect. He's going to be a really great player. 1-1 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Michaelis to Emerson. And then even Ryan Sloan, looks like he'll be a solid pitcher for us, and we could use him in the bullpen, even though he may be a few steps behind Cade Anderson, but not by much. Sloan looks pretty fucking good too in the farm. 1-2 pitch, little dribbler towards first. Flip to the pitcher, toe tap on the bag, and that is 2 away. Yeah, we need everybody. That's true. And it's getting bad when I actually want Carlos Vargas to come back to the team. Yeah, he fucked up a lot for us last year, but we could really use, his ability to at least get an out here and there, where some guys can't even do that right now, like Jose Ferrer. Top of the fifth, 6-1 Nats. Next up is Cole Clutch Young. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. First pitch in there to Young is a strike, 0-1 count. Hancock had one of his worst half innings of the year, gave up 5 runs, and it wasn't even home runs. It was just like all singles and doubles. Hit after hit after hit after hit, RBI after RBI. It was just ridiculous. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike from Michaelis to Cole Clutch Young. We need a rally. Now, too bad we're not in West Virginia, power code. 1-1 pitch. Little dribbler towards first, and foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the fifth, 6-1 Nats. And this is the type of thing that I was kind of fearing when we were going on a 10-game road trip. That you hope that you can go 6-4, or better. But again, regardless of record, going on the road for that long is not ideal, especially with all the injuries and the poor managing we've had, and poor pitching and poor bullpen. Everything going sideways. 1-2 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cole Clutch Young. But again, we have the day off tomorrow. We fly back to T-Mobile after this game. Thank God we get the hell out of there, out of DC, come back to Seattle in the Pacific Northwest, and we'll get the job going in the right direction when we play the Orioles starting Tuesday. 2-2 pitch, and that is strike 3 looking to Cole Young. And Michaelis is going up and down the lineup and torching us. All right, let's go to the bottom of the fifth and see who's up next. And I wish we actually had some reliable guys in the pen to come in besides Nick Davila, but that might be the only guy that's reliable right now. Maybe him and Gabe Spire at the moment. That's scary. Got to chip away. We got to try to get to 6-3, by at least the 7th inning. 5 subs to go to 24,300. We're still looking for our first dono on our dono train. And let's see where we're at on the likes. We're at 80, 20 more to go. Yeah, we need a rain delay or 5 Bryce Millers. Because obviously Bryce is not affected by home or road. He's just an ass-kicking machine. The best version of him that we've seen in his career. Next up, 1 for 2 with a run in the 4-hole, shortstop CJ Abrams. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run in an RBI, catcher Keibert Ruiz. And batting third in the 6-hole, left fielder Dalen Lyle. 8 runs on 9 hits, and they even have 2 errors. And they're doing so good, the Nationals, that everyone has at least a hit except for one player, Bibas. And even then, he's got an RBI. Crazy. Come on, Mariners. We got 4 hits. Who's going to step up? Cole Young has stepped up. Naylor, Robles, and Emerson, and that's it. And Emerson is done, and they're going to bring in Jose Ferrer. Yikes. He's been terrible in his last 3 starts. Is really that the guy that we want to bring in? 2 more home runs for Cal Raleigh last night, which is great. All right, so Emerson Hancock is done, but now we're going to be bringing in the former National, Jose Ferrer, and he's been terrible in his last 3 starts. So hold your breath. Hopefully this will be good. First pitch from Jose Ferrer going against his old team, fouled off by CJ Abrams. Sinker, 96 miles an hour. 0-1 count. Ferrer on the mound. CJ Abrams in the box. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Off to a better start here. I mean, how many bad opportunities are you going to have? We saw Kirby with 4 in a row, and hopefully it'll stop with 3 bad starts from Ferrer. We can't have another. 0-2 pitch. There we go. Strike 3. I don't think I've seen Ferrer strike out a fucking player in a long fucking time. Great job, Jose. There we go. Down goes TJ Abrams on strikes. That's the Jose that we like. Next up in the 5-hole, catcher Caber Ruiz. And on deck is Dalen Lyle. We need to find a way to try to come back and win this game 7-6. But, I mean, based on how bad the pitching has been, who knows if we can keep them at 6. I hope we can. And I still think we're due for a monster inning before the game is over. I think we will be able to, hopefully get something between 1 and 5 runs, in a single inning. We got to match what they did to us in the bottom of the 4th, scoring 5. I mean, the game was fucking 1-1. And then all of a sudden it turned into 6-1 in a matter of like 5 minutes. First pitch is fouled off by Ruiz, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch in there for another strike. Good start here. This is the best that Ferrer has looked in a long time. No balls and 2 strikes from Ferrer to Ruiz. 0-2 pitch. Wild pitch. That's what I'm used to. Going away from Johnny Pareda to the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. 1-2 against the Tigers, 2-2 against the O's, and 1-1 against the Nats. So we're about to go. If we lose this game, we're going to be 4-6 on the road. And I was hoping we would go 6-4, but got to be better. But again, also too, we've had injuries. That has been a part of it. We can't act like the injuries haven't been an issue, but pitching has been not ideal. And Ruiz gets a hit on Jose Ferrer. Second hit today for Caber Ruiz, the catcher. All right, next up for Jose Ferrer, the former Nat, just like Victor Robles, is going to be in the 6-hole, left fielder Dalen Lyle. Can we get a double play and get out of this? Give me a slow dribbler up the middle for a double play to get out of this fucking inning. First pitch to Lyle, pops it up. Shallow left field. Rayleigh is there, and that is 2 away. Okay, I'll take that. Next up in the 7-hole, second baseman Nasim Nunez. All right, Jose, get this last out. But it's not over till it's over. We could have 2 decent innings there. Throw to first. There we go. And that's the first time Jose Ferrer has been able to get out of an inning without having bases loaded or worse. Great job there by Jose Ferrer. But now we're still down by 5, and we got to chip away. So we got to try to get the score to be 6-3 by the 7th, and then try to get 2 runs in the 8th and 1 in the 9th, unless we're lucky enough to have a monster inning of 4 or 5 runs like the Nationals did in the 4th inning. And we need home runs. Get Michaelis fucking out of there so we can start raking. All right, let's go to the top of the 6th. And now we have a 4-inning sprint, and hopefully we can get the job done. Got to fight. We got... beat up with some haymakers there, in the 4th inning, Mike Tyson style in his prime. And now we got to be able to get up and dust ourselves off, and hopefully we can be able to jab back slowly but surely, and then eventually have a big uppercut at some point before this one is over. All right, let's go to the top of the 6th. We're down by 5. We got to cut into this lead. Next up in the 2-hole, DHing today, Julio Rodriguez. Batting second, 1 for 2. First baseman, it's Nails, Josh Naylor. And batting third, 0 for 2, left fielder, Luke Rayleigh. We need a single, home run, or, just some kind of, burst of offense. Something good's got to happen. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. All right, 5 subs away from 24,300. Still looking for our first dono on our dono train. And let's see where we're at on the likes, how close we are to 100. Halfway through the matchup with 127 in the room. And we're at 80, 20 more to go. The crazy thing is even though with poor managing, all the injuries and poor pitching, we're still one of the best teams in the American League. Obviously you got the Yankees and the Rays and the Guardians and the White Sox, but, based on our talent, You know, we're the most talented team, I believe, in the American League. You know, we may not have the best record, you know, and we have a lot of injuries lately, which sucks. I've been watching this team for 40 years, and I've never seen a team more beat up than this one. You know, but again, we're above 500, and we could be 10 games below. So we have to be a little thankful for that, and hopefully the offense can get going here. First pitch to Julio Rodriguez from Michaelis. And again, they ended up having Poulin in for an inning and pulled him. And I think if Poulin would have played the rest of the game, maybe this doesn't happen. 0-1 count there to Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod. 0-1 pitch popped behind the plate and foul on the National Parks bricks behind the plate. No balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. You know, and it also really depends if we're on at home or on the road. So we're much better at home than we are on the road. But I mean, look at the Nationals. They're 13-21 at home. We're not that bad. One of the rare oddities in baseball where you have a better record on the road than you do at home. Not many teams can say that. Pitch fouled off there by Julio, high and away. And again, you know, we need to start playing some small ball, bunting and whatnot, and we haven't been able to, you know, get walked a lot. We haven't been able to steal bags a lot. You know, you got to be able to do all those little things to win games in baseball nowadays. And Julio pops up, and that is 1 away. Let him know, Chris. Next up in the 3-hole, first baseman, it's Nails, Josh Naylor. Come on, Josh. Could really use a home run or a single or a double. First pitch is low and at the knees, gets away from Ruiz, 1-0 count. Just got to be able to get to 3 somehow, some way, and then just start chipping away. Come on, Naylor. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 1-0 pitch. Low and at the knees. Hopefully this will be the start of a meltdown by Michaelis. 2 balls and no strikes to Josh Naylor. Come on, Nails. Could really use a big home run here. Or a single or a double or a walk or getting hit by a pitch and not getting hurt. Anything. And fouls it off himself. Gosh, everything is just going sideways for us. How many times have we actually, injured ourselves by, foul tipping a pitch into our leg or growing or foot? Gosh, it seems like we've done it with almost everyone in the lineup. Even though he's got a pad there. And now Naylor is hobbling after foul tipping a pitch, and he's on the ground. Fuck, man. Ridiculous how many guys have been injured, and sometimes we're injuring ourselves. Oh, man. Get us the hell out of D.C. We need to come back home. The beautiful Pacific Northwest in Oregon and Washington. Hope Naylor's okay. A foul tip right into his fucking leg. And now he's hunched over. Trainer is there, and I hope he's all right. Oh, God. I mean, the swing was really strong, and that ball, the exit velo on that ball going into his leg, 100 miles an hour plus, easy. But Josh Naylor is a tough SOB. Hopefully he can continue. And they're still looking at him. But Naylor is tough. Hopefully he'll be able to walk it off. Come on, Nails. We need you. All right, Miles Michaelis tearing us up, and hopefully he'll exit at some point or another. 2-1 pitch. Hard hit ball into left field. Batting helmet flies off a Naylor. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Top of the 6th. We're down by 5. And again, if we can just get it to 6-3, by the 7th or 8th, we'll have a chance. But again, who knows who's going to be on the mound for the Mariners and how many more runs they give up. But if this is all we give up all game and we can get to 6-3, by at least the 8th, we'll have a chance. It may not be a big chance, but at least a chance. Dumb and Dumber style. So you're saying that we have a chance. 2-2 pitch. Line drive into center field, and that is 2 away. And Naylor trying to walk it off. Next up, left fielder Luke Raley. On deck is Dominic Canzone. Got to get Raley on board. Let's go. $6 p.m. on Tuesday will be the next stream against the Orioles. We need payback for what they did to us at Baltimore. First pitch is high and away. Curveball, 77 miles an hour. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch. Fouled off there by Luke. 1 ball and 1 strike from Michaelis to Luke Raley. We need a nuke from Luke or something. Let's go. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss with the sweeper. 83 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the 6th. 6-1 Nationals. 1-2 pitch. Low and away. Good take there by Luke. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Miles Michaelis to Luke Raley. And again, it shows you how home run dependent we are. We are the most home run dependent team in baseball, and that's not necessarily a good thing. 2-2 pitch. Low and at the knees with a sweeper. Good take there by Luke. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Michaelis to Raley. Come on, Mariners. Tridents up. Let's go, M's. Got to find a way. Got to dig deep. We're usually a 500 ball club in the first half of the season anyways, but with all these injuries and poor pitching, it just makes it worse. 3-2 pitch. Throw to first, and that is out number 3. Just can't get into a rhythm after Hancock had one of his worst outings, giving up 5 runs in the 4th. I mean, we were good to go before that inning. The game was 1-1, and if he would have given up like a run or 2, we would still be in an okay spot. But fucking A, man, giving up 5? I mean, I expect like Castillo to give up 5, Gilbert maybe to give up 5. Wu and Kirby lately haven't been that good, but, I never expected Emerson Hancock to give up 5 runs, not right now. All right, let's see who's up next year as we go to the bottom of the 6th, and hopefully, it might be Ferrer or someone else, but hopefully we can keep them at 6. All right, next up for the Nats, and Nick Davila is coming in. He's probably our best bullpen pitcher right now, and he's AAA. Next up in the 8-hole, third baseman Jorbit Bibas. Batting second in the 9-hole, center fielder Jacob Young. And back at the top of the order, DHing James Wood. And so now Jose Ferrer actually did well for the first time in 4 starts for the Mariners in the pen. And now we're going to go to our most reliable pitcher besides Gabe Spire recently, AAA, Nick Davila. And Nick has been great. And we'll see if Nick can end up continuing to be great, coming from AAA and obviously now on the Mariner squad. All right, let's go, Nick. The one bright spot, from AAA. Obviously, with Hoppy, he's been very hit or miss, and it's usually more miss than hit. But, at least we have somebody, from the farm system that can come in, that can give us a boost. And, again, we have Cade Anderson and Ryan Sloan, and I know they don't want to bring them up too soon, but sometimes you just got to do it, like we did with Cole Young and Colt Emerson. The longer you wait, the injuries and other bad shit that's happening, it's going to hurt the team. And especially when you got people that are young but are talented, you need to call them up. And again, hopefully we end up getting Cade Anderson and Ryan Sloan on the team sooner than later. All right, Wisdom is at first now because Naylor injured himself. Fucking A, now we have another injury. So Patrick Wisdom at first. And Naylor injured himself off a foul tip. And first pitch from Davila to Bibas, and he gets a hit. Now everyone on the Nationals has at least 1 hit. Yay. Make the bleeding stop. All right, now we need a strikeout and a double play, or a double play and a strikeout. But Nick Davila hasn't given up a run. So, again, that's obviously a good thing. But giving up a single there on the first pitch. Next up is Jacob Young. Young shows bunt towards third and foul. And see, now the Nats are doing what I was hoping the Mariners would do, small ball. Bottom of the sixth, runner at first with no outs, 6-1 Nationals. 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike with the slider. Beautiful pitch there. 88 miles an hour there by Nick Davila. No balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first and no outs. Bottom of the sixth, 6-1 Nationals. Come on, Nick. Yeah, but, Michaelis wasn't even the starter. He came in the second inning. It was, obviously of the lefty, that was supposed to PJ Poulin, and obviously I know that he's had some time in the pen and whatnot, but he had a 3-0 record, and they only had him pitch 1 inning, 3.20, maybe just to keep his arm fresh. And, I didn't really know what to anticipate with Michaelis coming in, but he definitely has been good today for the Nationals. There's no doubt about that. 0-2 pitch. Low and at the knees with the slider by Nick Davila. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at first and no outs. Bottom of the sixth, 6-1 Nationals. Come on, Mariners. Got to find a way. One-two pitch. Big swing and a miss, and another punch out there by Nick Davila. And I'm just happy that we at least have somebody that I can trust, besides Bryce Miller. It's like Bryce Miller, Nick Davila, Gabe Spire, out of maybe 10 or 15 pitchers. That's not ideal, but at least we got a couple that we can trust. The trust is earned and not given. Next up, 2 for 3 with a home run and an RBI, James Wood, the phenom. First pitch is high and away, 1-0 count. Solo home run and a single. He's got 20 home runs on the season, and he's one of my favorite players that's not on the Mariners. I mean, he just looks like a video game create-a player. Again, he looks like he's 7 foot there in the box. Challenge is being called here by James Wood. And hopefully we'll be able to get Cal Raleigh back, who ended up hitting another 2 home runs last night. And obviously he's done it twice. He hit 2 home runs a few days ago, 2 home runs last night. And, I can't wait for that version of Cal Raleigh to come back to the team. Again, Mitch Garver and Johnny Pareda have helped us tread water, but we need Cal Raleigh, and not only just Cal Raleigh, a good Cal Raleigh to get us going. 2-0 pitch, high and away. 4-seam fastball missing by Nick Davila. 3 balls and no strikes to James Wood. Bottom of the sixth, 6-1 Nats, down by 5. We need to cut into the lead ASAP. 3-0 pitch. In there for a strike there from Nick Davila. 3 balls and 1 strike from Davila to Wood. Three-one pitch, low and away, and that is a walk to James Wood. Next up is Luis Garcia Jr. On deck is Dylan Cruz. First pitch there by Davila to Garcia Jr. is in there for a strike. Beautiful slider right down the middle, 0-1 count. Bottom of the sixth, 6-1 Nationals with runners at first and second and 1 out. Would have really loved to get a double play here unless he's able to strike out the next 2 guys. But we'll take pop-ups, ground outs, anything. Oh, 1 pitch. Low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike from Nick Davila to Luis Garcia Jr. 1-1 pitch. Hard hit ball towards third and foul. Slider 88 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Davila to Garcia Jr. One-two pitch, big swing and a miss. Another punch out there by Nick Davila. I like what I see out of Nick. And again, just got to be able to try to get this last punch out here. Definitely seems like a keeper for our bullpen. There's no doubt about that. Good job by Nick Davila. 2 away. 1 more out. Next up is Dylan Cruz. First pitch there by Davila. In there for a strike on Cruz. 0-1 count. And I really like what I've seen out of Nick Davila. Usually guys from AAA, when they come in, they're terrible. And, you might be able to be, dominant in that level, but it doesn't mean you're going to be dominant here. But unless you're a guy like Cade Anderson or Ryan Sloan that are killing it, obviously, in the farm. But those guys are built a little bit different than the average pitcher in the farm system. 1 ball and 1 strike from Davila to Cruz. But I like his aura and his presence on the mound. Definitely feels like he's confident in himself and his abilities. 1-1 pitch, little dribbler. Young. Wow, 360 play. And that's the reason why Cole Young is getting a Gold Glove. My God. I don't think I've seen anybody play that position better on the Mariners in team history than Cole Young. 360, throw to first, getting it to Naylor on point for out number 3. And again, to have not only this player, Cole Young, but Colt Emerson as well, side by side. Sorry, JP, but you're not getting your job back. But again, Emerson and Young, unbelievable. Great job there by Cole. He will get a Gold Glove. And he already right now has saved us the most runs out of any player on the Mariners. And he is the best defensive second baseman, not in the American League, but in baseball. And you have to realize it's only his second year. So imagine how much better he's going to get. And again, it's not going to shock me one bit, when we end up having the best, with Colt Emerson and Cole Young side by side in the near future. And wouldn't shock me one bit if they end up making all-star games down the road. And who knows? Cole, based on his defense alone, could definitely come in as, if they don't want to vote him in as a starter, he's definitely good enough to be a backup. But obviously they're going to be looking at his, numbers, batting in the box and whatnot. But if we're looking at just defense alone, one of the best defensive players that we've seen in baseball this year, and he is the best defensive second baseman in all of baseball. Incredible. And that's the reason why if I get a jersey next, once the Mariners end up making it, it'll be this one next. And then obviously Colt Emerson after that. But we just got to wait for the Mariners to start making them. All right, let's see who's up next here for the M's. And we desperately need to get to 3 sooner than later, if not, 4 or 5. But let's see who's up next. Let's go to the top of the 7th. Next up, 0 for 2. Right fielder, Dominic Canzone. We need a Dom bomb, baby. Batting second, 1 for 2 in the 6th hole, center fielder Victor Robles. And batting third, 0 for 2 with a run, third baseman Miles Mastrobuoni. Right hands up, let's go M's. 5 subs away from 24,300. We gain 1 more. We only need 4 more, and we're there. Appreciate you. 4 more to 24,300. First pitch into Dominic Canzone, takes a strike, looking 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, there we go. Dom with a single, that's what I'm talking about. Get it going. Somebody's got to get the party started. And hopefully this will be the inning that we score 1 to 5 runs. Let's go. Nice job there by Dom with a single to left. Beautiful. Next up is Victor Robles. On deck is Miles Mastrobuoni. Let's go. And obviously we're not going to have Josh Naylor for the rest of this game. So Patrick Wisdom, when we get to that part of the order, hopefully Wisdom will be able to get a single or a double or an unexpected home run. And Robles with a little dribbler up the middle. Double play. Throw to first. Fuck, Victor. As soon as Dom ends up getting a hit, Victor hits into a double play. I guess just our luck, huh? 2 away. And now we have to go on a 2-out rally. I guess when it rains, it pours, huh? But we have been good on 2-out rallies in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Next up is Miles Mastroboni. On deck is Johnny Batflip Pareda. Baseball's hard, man. You know, it's not easy. One of the hardest sports to play, and especially to be consistent at it. That and obviously hockey. Much harder than basketball and football. There's no doubt about that. As far as team sports. Top of the 7th, 6-1 Nats. Come on, Miles. 0-1 pitch. High and away. 4-seam fastball missing. 1 ball and 1 strike from Michaelis to Mastroboni. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike with a curveball. Right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the 7th, 6-1 Nationals. Little dribbler towards first. Throw to first base, and that is out number 3. All right, we're going to the 7th inning stretch. Time running out. And hopefully we can have at least 1 monster inning before this game is over. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th. The next up, 1 for 3 with a run and a K. Shortstop C.J. Abrams. Batting second, 2 for 3 with a run and an RBI, catcher Keibert Ruiz. And batting third, 1 for 3 with a run and an RBI, left fielder Dalen Lyle. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 4 more subs away from 24,300. We're still looking for our first dono on our dono train here late in the game. We gained another sub. Appreciate you. 3 subs to go. We're almost there. We needed 10 coming into the game, and now we only need 3. Let's see where we're at on the likes. All right, we're at 92. We're almost there. We only need 8 people to hit that like button, and we'll be there. All right, Michael Rucker coming in. He made his MLB debut just a few days ago for the Mariners, obviously, at this point. All right, hopefully Michael Rucker will do well. Jose Ferrer pitched well, finally, after 4 opportunities. Nick Davila was good. And now we see if Michael Rucker can continue the trend. It's like, who would have thought that Emerson Hancock would be so bad today? But, you know, I guess shit happens. Rucker on the mound. C.J. Abrams in the box. On deck is Keibert Ruiz. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Bottom of the 7th inning, down by 5, 6-1 Nats. I'm hoping that we can have at least 1 more good inning in the 8th or 9th or both. And we just got to hope that we can keep them at 6. And if we can somehow get to 6-3, you know, and going into the 9th, obviously it would be a big if, you know, but as we know, you know, we usually play pretty well late in games, but maybe sometimes, you know, when we're down by 5, it's a big ask. But, you know, it's not like I haven't seen us come back from 5 runs before. We just need a meltdown by the other team, you know, or a meltdown by 2 pitchers to be able to get back in this game. And we've seen it before, and we can see it again. You know, easy to get negative when you're down by 5 runs, but, you know, with the talent that we have, anything is possible. Absolutely. I always do the All-Star game, and I do the home run derby every year. And then even if the Mariners are no longer playing, I'll still do the World Series, and some playoff games, after that as well. So, and we do a lot of baseball on this channel, obviously, as everyone knows. And then we do a lot of football, Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night, college football games, and little flip back to Rucker, and that is one away. Down goes CJ Abrams on that little slow dribbler. And then as we go into next year, hopefully there won't be a baseball strike for a long period of time, but, there's a good chance that they're going to strike. So, we'll probably have to dip into some Seattle Kraken, maybe a little bit of NBA, and maybe just some freestyle streams, where we miss baseball and we can talk about, baseball and mental health and, just what's going on in our lives, just to kind of keep positive while we wait for baseball season to get back going. So, there'll be some opportunities for that, maybe some WWE, with the PLEs, the pay-per-views and whatnot, but primarily, baseball and football, but we'll probably have to expand a little bit as we go into next year. And normally we end up doing that anyways, after football season ends for a little bit of February and March, while we're waiting for spring training and baseball to start. But if they are going to strike, hopefully it ends up only being for a month or two, not like, 3-4 months or the whole year. 0-1 pitch, hard hit ball, deep right field, and gone. And a big home run there by Caper Ruiz, 7-1 Nationals. Now it might be over, but hopefully we can still, for pride, get a few more runs. But again, we used to do freestyle streams a few years ago, where we just have, just like a random stream, where I stream every day, I miss baseball day one if it's a strike, and then we do mental health and talk about food, and, we can just do whatever, whatever anyone wants to talk about, talk about TV shows or movies or how we're feeling, and just, anything and everything and whatnot. So, but it'll be good to be able to keep that baseball family together while we're kind of waiting, to get baseball going again, if, they do strike for a certain period of time. 0-1 pitch, high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Rucker to Lyle. It sounds like Scooball's going to end up going to a really good team like the Dodgers or the Brewers or the Braves. So Yankees. So wherever he goes, it's going to be a top tier team, so we'll see where he ends up falling, but I would assume, Yankees would probably be the main team in the American League, and then Dodgers, Brewers, Cubs, Braves, probably those teams in the National League. So all solid teams. He's not going to go to a shit team. 1-2 pitch, little dribbler towards first and foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Rucker to Lyle, and Rucker, another AAA guy. So, we got a lot of those. Rucker, right? Alex Hoppe, and obviously Nick Davila. Bottom of the 7th, 7-1 Nats. 1-2 pitch from Rucker. Big swing and a miss. Nice punch out there by Rucker, and that is 2 away. But based on, MLB Network and all the reading and the film study and everything that I watch, outside of the streams, it kind of sounds like that's more than likely, because you have to have the money, you have to have the assets in return, and obviously the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Brewers, the Braves, and Cubs have the most to offer, and that can fill that void. So, Cubs have a lot of pitching issues, but again, the Brewers, to kind of try to get them over the top, over the Dodgers and the Braves, obviously could be a possibility. And obviously when you're the Dodgers and Yankees and you have all that money, But again, if they end up striking next year, it's because they want to have a cap like every other sport. And obviously the Dodgers don't want that. The Yankees don't want that, but they want to have baseball be a little bit more even for those teams in the middle and the bottom. 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike. So out of the 30 teams in baseball, I think most people wouldn't mind a cap. But obviously, if you're one of those teams that overspends, actually spends a shitload of money and has money to spend, obviously, if you're the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Braves and teams like that, you don't want it one bit. And that is strike 3. Down goes Nunez. And that is the end of the 7th inning. All right, now we need to score 3 runs in the 8th and 3 runs in the 9th and pray that we don't give up any more, which is probably not going to happen. But again, we got to try to see if we can at least get a few more runs before this one is over. All right, next up for the Mariners, 0 for 2 with a K, catcher Johnny Batflip Pareda. Batting second, 1 for 2, shortstop Colt Emerson. And batting third, 1 for 3 with a run and a K, second baseman Cole Clutch Young. And hopefully Emerson and Young can give us a little bit of a boost here, and hopefully Johnny can get on base. Daniel in the building, what's good? All right, we're 3 subs away from 24,300. Still looking for our first dono on our dono train. We got 2 innings to go. Hopefully we'll get an individual or 2 to show some love. And let's see where we're at. We're at 98 likes. We need 2 more likes, and we're at 100. We can get 2 people out of 105 that are in the room to hit that like button. We'll be at 100. All right, we got 2 innings to go and a long uphill battle. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. 3 subs to go to 24,300. 2 likes to go to get to 100. All right, let's go, Johnny. God, they still got Michaelis out there. My God. First pitch to Johnny Pareda is a ball. High and inside sinker, 92 miles an hour, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, little blooper into right, and that is 1 away. Down goes Pareda. Next up, in the 9-hole, shortstop Colt Emerson. On deck is Cole Young. 2 of my favorite players on the team, other than Julio and Cal, and as well as a few others. Let's go, Colt. First pitch to Emerson is low and at the knees, 1-0 count. Appreciate you very much. You know, it's awesome to be able to see the female audience grow. And again, you know, it's one of those things where it was, you know, a few people here and there a few years ago, but we've had a dramatic, you know, boost within the last couple of years. Popped up into right, and that is 2 away. Next up is Cole Clutch Young. Yeah, but if we end up doing freestyle streams, you know, it'll be fun. You know, you can stream for 2 or 3 hours, you know, per day, you know, depending on what's going on. And, you know, it'll be nice to be able to kind of keep everyone together, especially the baseball family. And hopefully if the strike does go for an extended period of time, we can still be able to hang out on the daily. First pitch to Cole Young, 1-0 count. And we'll probably do a countdown on it. You know, I miss baseball, or I miss Mariners baseball, day 1, day 2, day 3, you know, and hopefully we don't go for, you know, an extended long period of time. But the last time that the MLB had a strike, it was in 94, 95. So it's been a long time, you know, and it was like 3/4 of the season, you know, so hopefully it ends up not being that long. 1-0 pitch, ends up taking a strike, looking high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Michaelis to Young. 1-1 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Michaelis to Young. And it's nice too, because, you know, with photos, you know, we can always represent everyone's favorites, you know, in food, you know, all the amazing HD 4K food photos, you know, whether it's cars or, you know, your favorite athletes or wrestlers or, you know, vacation destinations, you name it, we can do it. Little dribbler up the middle, throw back to first. And that is unfortunately out number 3. All right, we're going to go to the bottom of the 8th, and the Mariners have one last chance for at least something. Obviously, down by 6 runs, we're not going to come back, but if we can at least score another run before the game is over, that would be nice. And Michaelis has torched us today, and obviously Emerson Hancock having one of his worst starts of the year, you know, giving up 5 runs in the 4th, and that was pretty much the end of us at that point. So, you know, the game was 1-1, and then all of a sudden it turned into 6-1, and now it's 7-1. But again, when a AAA guy gives up a home run, I mean, it's not surprising. But I'm definitely happy to come back home. And Andres Munoz is coming in. Normally, you don't see him come in when we're down by 6 runs, but we'll see what Andres Munoz looks like here. And then we'll have tomorrow off, and that's day 3 of the heat wave here in Oregon and Washington, hitting in the 90s and triple digits. And then we'll be live at 6 o'clock Pacific on Tuesday, and we're playing the Orioles again, but this time at home. And I think that we're going to play a hell of a lot better at home. We're going to have a fire in our bellies, and hopefully some of those injured bodies will heal up, and we'll be able to get the job done. All right, Andres Munoz coming in. Next up in the 8 hole, third baseman Jorbit Vivas. Batting second in the 9 hole, center fielder Jacob Young. And batting third, DHing leadoff hitter James Wood. Trident's up. Let's go M's. 3 subs away from 24,300. Still looking for our first dono on our dono train. And we hit over 100 likes. We're at 104. Thank you so much. $21 to $125. And I'm really happy that you found my channel as well. Lauren, Brittany, Rebecca Woods. Are you talking about MLB, the show, the video game? I don't have a next-gen system. You know, obviously, if I did, you know, the amount of time that I would be on that thing would take away, you know, my dreams and goals here, you know, and whatnot. But if I was streaming, you know, something other than sports, it would be video games and whatnot. But, you know, I spend a lot of time with the pup, a lot of time reading and doing film study. And, you know, if I'm going to do, you know, something on my free time, you know, usually it's like old school systems. Like my favorite system is PS2. So I like the old school stuff, you know, obviously going back to like, you know, Nintendo and Sega and Super Nintendo. And if I ever had any extra money, I would invest in like a Dreamcast. You know, I like the old school stuff. Not to say that Xbox and, you know, PS5, obviously Grand Theft Auto will be coming out, obviously, supposedly in a few months, you know, and, you know, maybe that would be the time to get a next-gen system at that point for just that game alone. But 2-0 pitch, takes a strike looking high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Mooney to Bibas. But I mean, I got internet fast enough to, you know, do something like that at some point, you know, maybe down the road. Big swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike from Mooney to Bibas. 2-1 pitch, low and away. Count now is 3 balls and 1 strike from Andres Munoz to Jorbit Bibas. I like 64 too. That's my second probably. You know, I still have my 64. I still got GoldenEye, you know, Perfect Dark. All the wrestling games, WrestleMania 2000, No Mercy, WCW NWO Revenge. 3-1 pitch in there for a strike. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jorbit Bibas. 3-2 pitch. Fouled off. As you see, a little barrel roll from Johnny Pareda. Count now is 3 balls and 2 strikes from Mooney to Bibas. Yeah, if I had a next-gen system, that would be the game I probably would play pretty often, though. You know, it would be like, you know, Madden during football season, like my best friend Justin. MLB The Show, you know, during baseball season, and that's what he does. Those are the 2 games that he typically plays all year. And 3-2 pitch goes into the dirt, and that's a walk there for Mooney. Appreciate you, Jack. Somebody's got to, you know, try to be as optimistic and positive with everything going down. No. All right, Pareda on the mound with Mooney. Just trying to talk it over strategy-wise, give him a little bit of a breather. Bottom of the 8th with a runner at first with no out, 7-1 Nats. And obviously we're in a second day of a 3-day heat wave. So make sure you're staying comfortable and cool, hopefully with some AC or some fans, drinking some water. And if you have pets, make sure they're taken care of as well, especially in a heat wave like this. Yeah, but my best friend Justin, he's got all those things, the show and Madden, but yeah, at this time, I don't have that. But, again, I might end up, if I ever get enough extra money, to invest to play the new Grand Theft Auto, that would be what I would do. And then invest in, obviously, Madden in the show at that point as well. And a hard hit ball into left, and it's fair. And Jacob Young, get that ball. And an RBI double there. 8-1 Nats. Everyone looks like a miniature compared to James Wood side by side. But I guess that happens when you are side by side with someone that's 6'7". Young with a double to left. B-Boss scores. Mooney gives up a run. But again, are we really that surprised? Mooney really, hasn't been that great. But also, if you have like 5 to 10 days in between, coming in, and having starts, obviously Mooney hasn't really been that. Mooney is better when he's playing almost every day. When you have 5 or 10 days in between, having him come in and he's already not playing well, then he's going to play, on a low end level. You got to be able to get more reps, but again, if we're not able to, compete in games and we're not close, then obviously you're not bringing him in. So kind of a double-edged sword and whatnot, but. All right, now Mooney is out. I don't know, Mooney looks like he's dehydrated. All right, Mooney is out. Now Alex Hoppe is coming in. Yeah, but again, like I said, it could always be worse, even though, things obviously have gone sideways a lot, for us this season. But, with all the injuries that we've had, we easily could be like 10 or 15 games below 500. So you have to realize that, that we're above 500 right now. Yeah, it did take us to get to an 8-game win streak that we were thankfully able to get before the All-Star break. But, with a lot of other teams, if they had the same type of injuries as us, they would be 3rd, 4th, or 5th, maybe even last place in the division. So we have to be very blessed and thankful that we have such a deep team. And even though some of the, backups that have come in to try to help haven't done really great, but again, we just have to tread water, until we get, Randy back and JP back and Cal back and Brandon Donovan back and Brash back and Cooper Criswell back and Carlos Vargas back. I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous, that we have so many guys that are banged up and hurt. Naylor back, who just got injured today. So, and again, I've been watching this team for, like 40 years, and I've never, ever seen a team this banged up, ever. Let alone if this was a full season or even half of a season. I have never seen the Mariners this injured before. And we're still 2 games above 500. Now we're only going to be 1. But it's in the division itself, we're still at the top. And obviously we know the Rangers have been at the top. The Athletics have been on the top, and now we are. And it's going to be a 3-team battle, for probably 2 spots. And again, once we get Cal Raleigh back, that'll give us a big emotional lift. Once we get Brandon Donovan back, that'll give us another emotional lift. And then we just got to tread water basically until, we get these guys back. And then after the All-Star break, that's usually when the Mariners play their best ball. And even when we didn't have injuries, we usually are about a 500 ball club in the first half of the season. And then we rip it, obviously in the back end. And that's where we usually kick ass and take names in the second half. And hopefully we don't have as many injuries in the second half of the season. So. Yeah, I used to play a lot, when I was younger, but obviously, when you have dreams and goals and whatnot, I mean, sometimes you got to be able to take a step back on certain things, but when I was younger, I would be like every other gamer, playing 5, 6, 7 hours at a time, sometimes even longer and whatnot. All right, now we got Alex Hoppe on the mound. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. But obviously I have, seen and heard, that Madden and a few of the others are kind of like duplicate products just with a different year and updated rosters, but not a whole lot of change in the graphics or the gameplay. So, way for them to make a lot of money every year. because there's always going to be dedicated people that buy the new game, for the rookies and the new rosters. 1-0 pitch. And Wood crushes it into the outfield, bounces off the wall to Robles, and that'll be a stand-up double, RBI double there for James Wood. 9-1 Nationals. Make it stop. But again, another AAA pitcher coming in from the bullpen. I guess when it rains, it pours. And I really thought we were going to have a really good chance to win this game. But again, I didn't think that Hancock would be as bad as he was. And, since then, everything else has, gone sideways for us here today. And luckily, this is the last game in the 10-game road trip. Thank God. And then we have the day off tomorrow, and we get back home to T-Mobile and get back on a win streak. But going 4-6, in 10 games is not good. I was hoping that we would go 6-4 better, but again, it could have been worse. We could have went 1-9. We're 0-10. So first pitch fouled off there by Garcia. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch takes a strike, looking low and away. No balls and 2 strikes from Hoppy to Garcia Jr. 0-2 pitch. Jesus, Hoppy. Wild pitch. And Hoppy's got this thing where he throws like into the dirt. And he's done it multiple times. I don't know if it's like a grip thing or whatnot, but it's terrible. Bounces like into the dirt behind the catcher. Terrible. Come on, Hoppy. Wild pitch. Wood to third. And we have no outs, so it looks like they're going to get to double digits before this game is over. They got a runner at third, James Wood, with no outs. It's 9-1. Probably won't score any more runs the rest of this game unless we get incredibly lucky, but I guess that's what happens sometimes, 2-2 pitch to Garcia. Big swing and a miss, and we finally get our first out here in the bottom of the 8th. 1 away. Next up for Alex Hoppy is Dylan Cruz. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Bottom of the 8th, runner at third, James Wood with 1 out. 9-1 Nationals. Yikes. But this will be the last game of the 10-game road trip, and we have tomorrow off. So I'm going to stay cool during that heat wave. Little dribbler, throw to first. Run number 10 scores by James Wood. Now we're down by 9. Yikes. And now that's 2 away. And luckily, we don't have too many games like this overall. It's depressing enough when you lose, but when you lose big, like this, not ideal. But again, we'll be coming back home to T-Mobile after this game is over. They'll have a day to rest. And then we'll start it up at 6 o'clock Pacific on Tuesday here on the channel against the Baltimore Orioles. And hopefully we'll be able to kick their ass and get started on a win streak. First pitch to CJ Abrams into the dirt, 1-0 count. And hopefully we get some of our bodies that are beat up a little bit healthier. Obviously, we need Cal Raleigh and J.P. Crawford maybe back during that Orioles series, which is exciting. Naylor and Randy with some minor injuries hopefully will be back as well. So we're going to need as many healthy bodies as possible. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Hoppy to Abrams. When you lose a close one, it gets emotional because you feel like you should have won. But when you get blown out, I guess maybe a little bit more easy to accept the ass kicking, but still doesn't feel good. 1-1 pitch, fouled off, high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Hoppy to Abrams. No, I get you, because obviously in a game like this, there's no like, oh, we could have won, and then you end up losing a heartbreaker. Like Mooney blowing a save when the game is tied or when we're up a run and then we lose. Like those sting fucking bad. But, this one has already been over since the 4th inning, roughly. So 2-2 pitch. Hard hit ball towards first and foul. Kind of like in that Orioles game where Jackson Holiday hit the grand slam and we were down like 7-0 or 7-1. We already knew the game was over then. So kind of a similar outcome here, but it's fucking 10-1. 2-2 pitch. And Abrams into shallow left. And that is out number 3. All right, last opportunity for the Mariners to get to 3 runs or at least to 2 runs before the game is over for Pride. But I don't know if we will. We'll see here in a moment. Just to get him some reps, I think. But then he ended up exiting early because after he gave up a run like he always does, Mooney, I think he got heat stroke or he got, overheated and whatnot. Ended up, getting dehydrated. So then ended up going to the dugout early. So. All right, let's see who we have here. Last opportunity for the Mariners. 0 for 3, DHing today, Julio Rodriguez. We need him back in center field. And then filling in for Josh Naylor after he foul tipped a ball into his leg. It's going to be Patrick Wisdom. And then last but not least, it'll be Luke Raley. So let me get the Patrick Wisdom photo here. All right, so Julio says I got too many photos in the bucket. I got to delete a couple. Give me a second. All right, so Julio up first, 0 for 3. Come on, Julio. Batting second, filling in for Josh Naylor after the injury, Patrick Wisdom. And then last but not least, 0 for 3 today, left fielder Luke Raley. Would be nice if we could get a home run by at least one of these 3 guys before the game is over. I'd rather lose 10-2 than 10-1, but, emotionally, probably these 3 guys are probably checked out of the game already. You're down by 9, but besides Luke Raley, of course, he never really checks out fully. He always hustles, but let's see if we can get a little bit of Mariner magic here to at least get another run on the board if we can. Hell, we might not even be able to get a run, let alone a hit, but, wishful thinking, so. And Michaelis is finally out of the game. If the A's win, we lose the divisional lead, and we'll get it right back when we play the Orioles. And then obviously we got the Red Sox and a few other teams that we can beat up, hopefully. First pitch into Julio Rodriguez. Low and away, 1-0 count. Clayton Beeter is in the game now. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod. Don't go 0 for 4 today. One pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Beeter to Rodriguez. Come on, Julio. 2-1 pitch. Fouls it behind the plate. 4-seam fastball, 94 miles an hour there by Beeter. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Come on, Julio. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Beeter to Julio. 2-2 pitch. And that is a check swing, and he goes around, and that is 1 away. Julio can't believe it. I don't know about that. That didn't really look like Julio went around, but next up is Patrick Wisdom. On deck is Luke Raley. All right, let's go, Pat. First pitch to Wisdom, fouls it out of play behind the plate, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch. And a hard hit ball by Wisdom, deep right field. And at the warning track and caught by Cruz. Dang it. and that is 2 away. All right, we're down to our last out, and we'll see if Luke Raley can do anything here. And we had 3 players hit the injured list on this road trip, and hopefully we won't have any more. Obviously, JP Crawford getting banged up, Randy getting banged up, and we'll see what happens. Obviously, with Naylor, he'll hopefully be okay. And then we obviously Brash and Criswell still injured on the bullpen. First pitch to Luke Raley from Beater. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 count. One pitch, big swing and a miss. Little check swing there by Luke. No balls and 2 strikes from Beater to Raley. All right, enjoy your day. I'm going to go over the stats quickly after this, and then we'll call it a day. I'll spend some time with the pup next to the AC. 0-2 pitch. And that is strike 3, and that is game over. Final score, Nationals 10, Mariners 1. And let's go through the stats here quickly like we do every game. Not a whole lot to go over with the Mariners, but we still do it. All right, so James Wood got the party started with a home run early on. 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a home run. He was fantastic. Luis Garcia Jr., 1 for 5. Dylan Cruz, 1 for 5 with a RBI and a run. CJ Abrams, 1 for 5 with a run. You can see this common theme. Keibert Ruiz, 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a home run. Dalen Lyle, 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run. I mean, everyone's getting runs and hits here. Nasim Nunez goes 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run. Jorbit Bibas, 1 for 3 with an RBI. And then Jacob Young, 2 for 4 with a RBI and a run. And then let's go with the Mariners. Not a whole lot to go over, but still. All right, Cole Young, 1 for 4 with a run. Julio Rodriguez going 0 for 4, not ideal. Josh Naylor, 1 for 3 before he got hurt. And Luke Raley, 0 for 4. Dominic Canzone, 1 for 3. Victor Robles, 1 for 3. Miles Mastrobuoni, 0 for 3. Johnny Pareda, 0 for 3. And then Colt Emerson, 1 for 3. So final score, Nats 10, Mariners 1. And again, we'll be live on Tuesday at 6 o'clock Pacific versus the Baltimore Orioles at home at T-Mobile. Michaelis gets the win, Hancock gets the loss, and hopefully we'll be able to get back on track. And I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Tridents up and go Mariners.